All right, boys and girls. So today we're gonna learn synthetic division. So last week I showed you long division, and today we're gonna do synthetic. Okay. So here we have an example polynomial of 7x cubed minus 6x plus 9 divided by x plus 5. Sorry, there's a glare here. So you can totally do this using long division, but I'm going to show you synthetic. And to be honest, it's up to you what you prefer, either long division or synthetic. Okay. Okay. So a couple things you should know. The polynomial that we're working with, if you compare it to the book, they call this p of x. Okay, and p of x is going to represent our polynomial. And then this is our factor, and then you can just call our factor x minus a. Okay, or in this case it's x plus a. It's just anything. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because I'm going to show you how to write our final answer. Okay, so whenever we do synthetic division, basically what you're going to do is you're going to solve for x here. So if you solve for x here, you're going to have x plus 5 equals 0 because you're solving for x. So then you're going to subtract 5 to both sides, and x equals negative 5. Okay, so this represents our a value. Okay, so a equals negative 5. So if you go up here, x minus a, that's our a. If you substitute negative a, it'll give you x plus 5. Okay, so this is if I wanted to go from what I'm given to synthetic. Okay, so here we go. Next part. For synthetic, basically we just use like a little it's like a backwards L shape. Okay, and in here we put our a value. In this case it's negative 5. Then we're going to take our coefficients of our polynomial and just bring them down. So we have 7 x cubed, and then notice it jumps from x cubed to x. And then I mentioned this last time talking about placeholders. So we're going to put a placeholder of 0. Okay, so this would be 0 here. This would be 0x squared. Then the next one is negative 6x. So this is negative 6. And then our constant is 9. So we're just going to take our coefficients. Again, this is coming from x cubed. We don't have an x squared, so we're going to put a placeholder of 0. Then negative 6x, and then our constant 9. Okay? All right, so let me color code so I can show you what we're going to do. And I'm going to use arrows for this example, but just so you know, I normally do not use arrows. Okay? After a while, I really know the pattern. Okay, so here we go. The very first thing you're going to do is you're just going to bring down the 7. Okay, there's nothing to be done with your first term, so you just bring it down. Okay, so then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to multiply negative 5 times 7. So you multiply that, and negative 5 times 7 will give you negative 35. So you put it here, and then what you do with these, you just combine them. Okay, so then you're left with negative 35. And then what you're going to do with negative 35 is, again, you're going to multiply it with negative 5. Okay, and let me see if I can get my calculator. I don't know what happened. Okay, so negative 5 times negative 35 will give positive 175. And then you're going to subtract 6. And so that'll give you 169. And again, all you're doing is combining like terms. Okay, so you're just combining these to get this number. And then once you get this number, you're going to go back and multiply. Sorry, I don't want to cross through here, but I'm thinking I will, just to show you. Again, it's multiply. Negative 5 times 169. Negative 845. Okay, and then now you're going to add negative 85 plus 9, and that's going to give you negative 836. Okay, so now let me show you how to write this as the final answer. Okay, so once you get to this part, so I'm just going to give you a hint right now. This will always be your remainder. Okay, If it's 0, that means it's a perfect factor. But in this case, we didn't have 0. So x plus 5 is not a perfect factor. There's going to be a remainder, and this is your remainder, okay? But now let me show you how to write your final answer. So 7x cubed minus 6x plus 9, that was our dividend. Our divisor was x plus 5. So our quotient is going to be, ready? Since this is x cubed, this is going to be 1 power less, or 1 degree less than what we have here. So this will be 7x squared minus 35x plus 169. Okay, that's going to be, oops, let me bring it up. That's going to be our quotient. And then our remainder is going to be negative 836. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how the book does it, because last time I showed you how to do it. And again, there's like multiple ways of writing it. And so the way the book does it is it takes our divisor, x plus 5, times our quotient plus our remainder. In this case, since our remainder was negative, then we subtracted. Okay, so our polynomial should equal our divisor times our quotient plus our remainder. And this is like your final answer. Okay, and this is kind of a way you can check yourself too. If you want to multiply this with this and then subtract 836, you should be able to get what you started off with. Okay, again, this is just one example, so let me do another one with you. Okay, the second example that I'm going to give you is 4x to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 divided by x minus 1/2. Okay, so the directions are the same. We're still going to use synthetic division. So let me do my little box here. So this is our factor. So remember, if you solve for x, so x minus 1/2, set it equal to 0, solve for x, we should be writing here positive 1/2. Okay, and then in here, we're just going to write our coefficients of our polynomial. So we should have 4. Notice it jumps from 4th degree to 2nd degree. So that means we have to put a placeholder for the 3rd degree because it's missing. Then it's degree of 2 and then degree of 1. So negative 3 and 7, and then our constant 2. Okay. All right, so here comes the next part. Okay. Again, for the very first number, you always just bring it down. Just bring it down. So I should have 4. And then what you do with all the values that go down here, you always multiply them with your factor. Okay. Multiply. Remember that. So 4 times 1/2 is going to be 2. Okay. And then when it comes to these, you just combine like terms. So you just bring that down. So this will give me 2. And then again, I'm just going to continue the pattern. Just multiply. 2 times 1/2 is the same as 1. And negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. And then negative 2 times 1/2 is negative 1. And again, I'm just combining terms. 6 minus 1 is, I'm sorry, I went ahead. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 times 1/2, that's 3. Okay, and then combine like terms, and that should give me 5. So the fact that I didn't end up with the 0, that means this is not a factor that goes in evenly. That means it has a remainder of 5. Okay, this is what your last number is, always your remainder. Okay, so now let's write our final answer. Ready? Let's start with just writing the polynomial. If this has a degree of 4, this one has to have 1 degree less. So this would be 4x cubed plus 2x squared. Always keep the sign that's in front. Okay, minus 2x plus 6. And this is going to be my remainder, so I just say plus 5. Okay, since it was positive, I put plus 5. Again, the way the book wants your answer is you're going to take your divisor and you're just going to put it in the front. Okay, and then this should make sense because if you multiply these, you should end up with what you started off with. But again, multiply and then add at the end. and you should end up. And if you don't believe me, try it. Okay, try it for yourself. Okay, so I gave you 2, so now let me give you some to try. Okay, boys and girls, so now I'm going to give you 2 for you to try on your own, okay? So the first one that I'm going to give you is 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus x plus 7 divided by x minus 2. I was trying to move it so the glare wouldn't be on the problem. Okay, and then the next one, 6x to the 4th minus 25x cubed minus 3x plus 5, divided by x plus 1/3. Okay, so pause the video, copy these on a separate sheet of paper, try these, and then come back for the answer. Okay, for the first one, you should have gotten x minus 2, remember that's your divisor, times 2x squared plus 9x plus 17 plus 41. Okay, and then for the second one, you should have gotten x plus 1/3 times 6x cubed minus 27x squared plus 9x minus 6, and then plus 7. Okay, so if you got both correct, I'm going to give you the option to either move on to the homework, or if you feel like you want some more practice, move on to the next video. Okay. If you got either one correct, I'm going to give you a choice to either go back in the chat and have me help you with your mistakes, just figure out what you did wrong, or you can go ahead and move on to the second video. Okay. I would say don't go to the homework yet. So either go back to the chat and have me help you, or go to the next video. Okay.